The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night great night show where Dean, the Dream Martin, John, the Everyday Collector, Money Mendez, Dylan, aka Mac, DM Cody, Danny, and P-Rockzilla talk about our dreams, our lives, our trials, our tribulations, and more. Dean, how was your day today? You were on mute.
Dean.
Pretty good. Just nothing to brag about. Just ran errands, got shit done.
All right. John?
That's what What the fuck you want to say?
Let's see the rat, Dean.
John, how was your day tonight?
It was okay. It was kind of a scary morning. I was driving on the highway going like 140.
Jesus.
And,
you know,
the 3
kilometers or miles per hour?
Yeah,
that's
kilometers.
Kilometers.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Miles per hour is probably
Just
like
make sure.
130, or 120. Anyways,
That's how babies end up fatherless, bro. You gotta come.
anyways, whatever. I was just I like whatever. I like to drive quick. But anyways, fucking 3 cars right in front of me. 3-car pile up, right in front of me.
Holy shit.
You almost
They're
joined
trying
me.
to get out of your
they
way.
were probably going 150.
They were going. They were going way more than I was. But holy mac, yeah, that was. You know when you get shocked and you hit the brakes and then your body tenses up. Fuck. But I got to move out of the way, and luckily I'm here with you guys tonight.
Dude, I'm glad you're safe, John.
Cody, you got some new tech. What's going on with that?
I did. I upgraded the stream stuff that I have. So I got the Scarlett Solo and the pod mic and the Briar headphones. Went for a hike today.
Jeez,
It's great.
Some
Great
healthy
day,
stuff.
man.
Good.
Cody came in packing.
Cody, has it even told you that you have a
He's
really
always
good
packing, dude.
radio voice?
No, actually.
You have a
Cody, bring your
voice.
gain up just
should
a
hear
a
his-
touch.
I thought he was gonna say, Cody, has anyone
Dungeons
ever
and
told you
Dragon
that you're my
voice,
hero?
Dude. John, I have a man crush on you too.
Do you?
Wow, you know.
I
You're
respect
the everyday
that.
collector.
I
appreciate
mean,
it.
I was the one who just
Okay.
gave you a
Here we go.
compliment.
Bring it
but-
back.
I know. He just blew you off.
Bring the game back down.
He wants the hot
blew
girl.
out- You blew out the mic.
Blew it out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you'll
it's
see
also
that.
new.
You'll see that little thing turn yellow and red when
You
you
guys
yellow.
are too much for me.
I'm just
Dylan,
kidding, Dylan.
Dylan, what's going on with you, my guy? You have an oral surgery, I think, going on soon.
Yeah.
I thought
So
you were gonna say something else.
I'm ready for all the jokes. Eddie already kickstarted it on small talk, but so I got
The
my
oral.
Gag
4
reflex.
fully grown in wisdom teeth removed last Wednesday.
Oh fuck.
And it wasn't too, it was odd because everything I've heard, you know, they put people under, that sort of thing. He just numbed the living shit out of my mouth, the back of my mouth, and then
With his penis.
nice and ripped him out.
I ripped him out.
And then ever since then I've just had 4 big holes in the back of my throat.
So much more room.
It's
back.
making it worse, man, as you keep going.
Wait, they didn't stitch it back up?
So much
No.
room for activity.
They don't stitch
They
it?
want, apparently, like, it's a natural heal, like the mouth naturally heals very well and very quick, and it heals from the inside out, so the skin doesn't close over the hole, so you don't
His
have risk
tongue
of, like,
is actually
abscessing.
able to come a whole quarter-inch more out of his mouth, so Amanda's really fucking happy about it.
Oh
Okay.
my lord, Jesus.
Dylan, I got a
You can do the
question.
kiss thing.
Did they give you back your
You know.
teeth?
Lower kiss.
No, I actually wanted them. But the worst part of the series is, or the worst part of the surgery is that while you can't feel it, you can hear, and you can hear like the noise of your teeth breaking and cracking, and then being like pulled out of your skull.
Yeah, I
It is
remember that.
the most unsettling feeling in the entire world, and I was sitting there like humming and singing to myself. I wish they would have given me headphones or something, or I would have like brought my own, because I wanted to puke from listening to that.
Hey, CC.
CC
Hey,
said-
CC.
That's terrible.
Cece said the
Marcus.
fact that they didn't put you under is sus.
I've heard that, but it actually was, besides that, listening and hearing it and feeling it, like, there's no pain. So I that was fine. After the fact, I think my body is a little in shock. I kind of felt a little woozy, but as soon as I got the pain meds going, I was floating.
I'm surprised they did all 4 at once. Usually they'll do 2 in one sitting and maybe wait.
Most
and do
times
another
they do 4, bro.
I don't know, man.
I've heard a lot of people just doing 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what
I had
a lot
4
of
when I
people
was a
have
kid.
But... So yeah, that's the
You don't
other
know
thing
the
is I don't
context of this story. It's really funny hearing.
I don't know how different it is for them to just pull to. I don't know how different the surgery is when your wisdom teeth aren't fully like grown in yet, compared to when they yank them out when they're already like grew.
Yeah, mine wasn't
grown
fully
in.
grown in. They needed to pull them out for braces. So
When I had mine done, they had to actually cut my gums open and break my teeth in pieces to take it out, but they weren't fully grown in either.
Real quick, we got Cuervo, Badfish, Equan, Erwin, Crispy, CC, Mario. Mario, get in here, bro. John, Blackmouth, Lane Kramer. We also have Chris V, Pablo Meza, John Ortiz. Bunch of angels in the chat. We got Will Foxification. We also have Collector Zone in the chat. What's up,
Get
guys?
in the zone.
Okay.
Sean had 6 taken out at once, and
Wait, he had
Cece's
6?
Cece's sister
6
had
wisdoms?
6?
8 taken out.
Oh, how many nipples do you have?
Yeah.
Eddie, how was your day today?
wow.
My day was fantastic. No, it wasn't. I'm tired as fuck. I gotta do normal day, kind of like Dean. Worked, went to the gym, and then I did small talk. So, I'm
It's a machine.
riding on 2.5 hours of streaming already. So, I'm ready for
Another
another
hour.
2.5 more. Let's do
Wow.
this. No, I'm just.
Danny, how was
I'm
your
feeling
day?
pretty good.
What?
God damn it,
Jesus.
Danny.
How was your day, Danny?
Oh,
We're gonna give
dude,
this guy
busy.
a show.
busy.
Right.
Working all day, and then found out that I'm getting the call to do a show tomorrow.
That's
So
it.
I was like, right after work, went
Found
straight
out,
to
even
making
though
the
he's been
thumbnail
talking about
for
it
the
like
show.
3 fucking months.
Look at this. Collecting weekly CDC submission preview and
Gorgeous.
predictions. This is beautiful. This is
Gorgeous.
absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Conforms to the comics code, maybe. I love that little Easter egg.
The
Dude, you
details.
should've-
Look at
You
the
made that? You made that, Danny?
The
He
10
Yeah.
gets it from scratch.
That's
Look at the
nice, man. That's like a comic
CWs. Look
I
at the
did it,
CW on the
um,
slabs. Everywhere. It's
I'm a big fan of ECW. I mean EC
I like
comics.
ECW too.
EC
Damn,
comics, the old school.
CWG Universal Grade? Dude, that's amazing.
That looks nice, man.
That's amazing. So, Dana, give us the backstory of what exactly this stream is going to be about.
It's pretty much this is my first big batch of comics I'm sending in, because prior I've only sent in like I piggybacked off of other people's submissions. Like I send in like what you two are doing, you and Dean. So I used to only send in like 1 or 2. Like whenever my local comic book shop would send in books, I'd throw in 1 or 2. Some of my friends that have memberships, I'd throw in 1 or 2. But this is my first
Jesus, Jason.
12 books on my own, and then plus yours. You and Dean are putting in 1 of each.
So are these books that in the teaser? So you're sending an Ultimate Fallout, or I guess, can I say it or no? Or was it a secret?
Whoa.
Save it for the show.
I mean, it says
Well,
right
let's
there.
just show what's.
I know what this
on
is
there.
too. I know what this one is. I don't know what this one.
Save it for the people. Save it, no?
Hey, Danny, so how much is it for submission? Like, how much do they charge you per submission for the comics?
It's a little gray, like for a normal comic, like the normal modern tier 1975 to current is I believe $40 to $50.
Damn.
For one book?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
All right. But
That's
what
not
year?
even included
What year did
shipping
you
back.
say? 1975.
Yeah,
Well, that's why.
Okay.
but then this is the thing: if your comic is worth more, they charge more.
Of course.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
So if your book, like let's say Ultimate Fallout, is 19, what is it? Zach? 2011.
Wait, what?
It wasn't 1999, was it?
1989 for The Hobbit, yeah.
No. The
Ultimate
For
Fallout.
UF4 is, yeah, 11.
So that's 2011. That's considered modern. So, but the fact that the raw book is worth, I mean, like a 9.8 possibility is like almost 3,000 right now. So they're gonna charge you more, just to
Yeah, so they
whatever.
could
I mean,
take
I
their
guess
cut.
it's like, yeah, they want a taste.
It's worse than the
Pretty much.
government.
That's more than a taste.
That's a little teaser, guys. So you guys got to
Put a tongue
tune in
all the way down your
tomorrow.
mouth
What
for that.
time do we set it up for?
9:30 tomorrow, so that's gonna be exciting.
Beautiful.
I can't wait. I think John's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Hopefully,
yeah.
Dean can make it. Anyone that wants to.
We've been waiting to do this for.
Well,
a
we only
while.
have so many slots, but
I wasn't invited.
P Rock, you're invited, bro.
Oh, how come, man? Thanks, man.
Well,
Well, you just changed your mind. Come on.
no, I was asking how your day was going. I wasn't inviting you.
You said you're invited. You said you're invited.
Well, it was like a your like
It's backpedaling.
Yeah, it was
the
kind of
royal
like
your.
it was like I was gerrymandering. I was trying to like get around certain people.
You're teasing me, man. That's messed up. I see how it
How
is.
rude.
Hey
See,
man,
after
you're here
a
tonight.
couple streams, he doesn't give a shit about you anymore.
I know,
How
man. That's
dare
what I'm
you,
saying.
Eddie? How dare you?
He treats me like the girl. I sent him texts and he like replies back with one answer.
Okay, to be fair,
No, wait.
He left you on red.
to be fair, P Rock, I've answered many questions you've had.
No, I know. I'm only
Most
playing.
people that send me messages, I feel so bad. Okay, like not that we get a lot of messages, but we get enough
Jesus,
that
God.
most of my answers to people are like 1 or 2 words, and I do feel bad.
All right, I
Like
feel
if it's a
better then.
genuine question that needs like answers, like for sure. But like people will say like, "Hey, great show last night," and I'll just be like, "Thanks," like like
Nobody messaged me great show last night. Like, what
Well,
is
you
this?
didn't have a great show last night. You
I
fell
have a
asleep
great
in the
show
middle.
every night.
I have
Alright.
to communicate to
You wanna
Zach.
start?
I have to communicate.
We fight.
It
I have to
started.
communicate through Facebook. I mean,
Look
the
at
Hot
Gene.
Toys Facebook to Zach.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the only way Danny can reach me is when he comments on Hot Toys' actual Facebook page. Pablo says P-Rock first and last appearance. But anyways, P-Rock, how was your day today?
It's been good, man. Today's my Friday. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, so I'm celebrating
Oh,
early.
yeah, thank
Oh,
you very much
nice.
for,
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
We got a 4-day
Thank you,
weekend,
sir.
so I'm getting drunk.
Hell yeah, my guy, you earned it, bro.
Thanks,
You
man. I
earned it.
appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It's been a while,
Man,
man.
I guess
missed
maybe you
guys.
can come to Collecting Comics.
Jumbo,
All right,
baby.
all right.
Anyways, so I have a story. So let me bring you guys back maybe 3 months ago. So I live in Northwest San Antonio, and San Antonio is a really weird city for like animal life, and Dean can attest to this. Like we have parts of our city, like my neighborhood has a shitload of wild deer. Like
Yeah.
Like if
I
you were a
remember when I
hunter,
went down there. We turned the corner and it was like 4 of them in the middle of the street. I was like,
if you were a
"Holy shit."
hunter, you would make a killing these deer. There's some parts of San Antonio that have peacocks. There's like all kinds of weird animal life in San Antonio. It
peacocks
makes no
suck.
sense.
Peacock shit everywhere, bro. I
I'm
used
sure
to live
they
in a
do.
house growing up with like, I swear the neighbor had 50 fucking peacocks. They're beautiful, but they shit everywhere.
Sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Anyways, so 3 months ago, I was cooking, and I heard this sound that I've never ever heard before, and it was like a chirping sound. And the best way I can describe it is like the compy sound from Jurassic Park, like a little chirping bird,
Okay.
right? But nothing like I've ever heard before. Like I grill like twice a week all the time. Never heard anything like it. And I could see the trees moving, like something was in the trees, but I couldn't see that far with the iPhone light to see what it was. Right? Went inside to get a torchlight, came outside, it was gone. And I was like, okay, it's probably a bird. So I started Googling like what, like I've never heard a bird like that. Like what is this animal? Another month goes by. I hear the noise again. And this time like branches are falling because it's
How did
like,
you Google that, by the way?
no, I just looked up like Texas nocturnal animal sounds. Like a normal
You
human
just
being.
spent hours on YouTube.
You'd be
going through-
amazed. the
No,
videos
it's not
popped
that
up from
one.
that.
Trying to match it up?
Well, like animal calls, like a deer makes a deer noise. Like like
used
they
the-
might make other noises,
does?
but like
He used the
Wait,
mic
he-
function.
I'm just
He's
cu- I'm
like,
just
Google,
curious.
does this?
That's what I was.
I'm looking for this
are you guys
for this
idiots?
bird that sounds like.
I'm curious. What is a deer noise?
You don't know what deer noise is? Here, I'll
Like
play a
that.
deer noise for you right now.
Yeah.
Please, I'd
Deer
love to hear
sound
what a
like-
deer sounds like.
deer
But
sound like
after it
fucking,
hits
like,
the
lazy
hood of the car,
Here we go.
Yeah,
nobody got that. Okay, you guys suck.
I got it.
I heard it.
There we
I heard it,
I
John.
got it.
Thank
I
you.
got it.
Here we go.
I
Look,
giggled
there's all
this.
kinds of different deer sounds. You could find any.
It's
I
a
don't know if you know this.
What was that?
The internet has all kinds of noises.
That's a deer?
Horny deer.
Yeah,
You could
exactly.
Find, you
Sounds
could
like a
find almost
bear.
anything on the web.
Sounds like John on.
Anyway,
Friday
so I
night.
couldn't
That sounds
see
like
anything.
Urukai.
I couldn't see anything. Jesus Christ. So last week, it was what, like maybe Thursday, Friday, it was storming really bad. And I was like, what? And I heard that noise again. And I was like, okay, what? You know, Cuervo, if you don't like it, you can leave. So I was like, let me go investigate. But this time I was like, I'm taking my dog with me because it sounded like a wounded animal, right? And so I was like, let me go take the dog outside. Like, I don't know if it's, you know, an animal that's hurt or whatever. But I was
You
like,
can use your dog as bait. That's the problem.
No, it's a hunting dog, guy.
Okay.
And I go outside, and this animal was the same animal that I've heard, but it got pissed that my dog was out there. That was the first time the dog had been out there with this animal, and it started screaming and hooting and everything. And it fucking bolted, dude. Like, from one tree fucking to the next. And I was like, I think that's a monkey. Like,
what the?
Like, that's got to be a monkey, right?
It was fucking Caesar.
No, hang on. It gets better. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to Google, like, owls, foxes, possum, like, all these animals that I know that I've seen, to hear what they sound like. Nothing, right? Nothing was even close. So I was doing more research, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to search, like, do monkeys even live in Texas? Like, there's wild animals that you would never expect sometimes that just, like, randomly make a home in your region. Sure enough, there's a monkey sanctuary that's, like, 60 miles south of San Antonio that has this type of Japanese snow monkey. And when I heard the noise, it's like, that's maybe 80% close to what I heard. So I called around, and I asked animal control, and I was like, hey,
You started involving people in this?
Hey, dude, you shut the hell
Animal
up.
control.
Did you lose your monkey?
Oh my god.
Well, no, but here's what they said. They said in Texas, owning monkeys is very common because there's not a lot of regulations against it. And they said people lose monkeys all the time.
What?
And they get calls at least once or twice a week of someone that lost a monkey, and especially in San Antonio. But she said that facility is really well run. They never lose animals, and a monkey probably wouldn't go that far. But she was like, you need to check, because where you're at, about 4 miles away, there is a facility that has monkeys.
But it's like a CDC place.
No, it's not CDC. It's a private research lab.
Yeah, it's a
And she
research
said-
lab. Where they do, like
Fucking
fucking
genetically engineered
disease
super
testing.
monkey.
Dude, are they making the
Playing
final?
games, man. Over here playing games.
Hang on. This gets better. She said most of the monkeys, like, because I'm thinking, like, yo, is, like, fucking Caesar going to be in my backyard like a big fucking chimp? Because chimps are dangerous animals. Chimps don't
Dude,
fuck around.
wait,
Chimp will tear your arm off.
Wait, I got
No
something to
problem.
say first.
Eat your face off.
If the monkey sees Zach, it's gonna go, ape, no hurt, ape.
Wow.
Ape together.
No, you gotta be
You know
careful
what-
because monkeys
You
do.
know what's funny? If this,
jerk
you
off
know the
and throw shit
difference
at you.
between the monkey being, if this is Zach's story and Dean's story. Have you guys ever seen My Cousin Vinny?
Dean would have shot the monkey by
Dean
now.
just runs out fucking blasting the fucking trees.
Yeah, I know. Now, okay, so the lady's like, the type of monkeys they have are called capuchin monkeys. And she's like, they're usually, like, you know, people have them as pets. They'll go to some different facilities in San Antonio that shelter these animals because they're relatively small. They kind of stay in that, like, toddler size. But she's like, they can escape, and she was so nonchalant about it. She's like, yeah, if it escaped, like, it's probably living a better life out there than it would in the facility. And I'm like, I mean, okay, that's great, but, like, do you catch the monkey? Like, the monkey just lives out there forever? And she's like, you can't really catch a monkey, sir. Like, you like that motherfucker will
Sir,
eat
watch
twigs
me.
and berries.
Sir, can
So
you
she
climb
was like,
trees, sir?
she was like,
If that was the case, how the fuck do they have a facility full of monkeys?
well, because they people will get
Tranquilizer.
arrested.
They invite
or-
them with bananas?
No, they
Come
get
on,
they get
monkey.
confiscated. They get confiscated. They have a banana and they say monkey see, monkey do.
We're gonna have to
Anyway,
confiscate
so-
that monkey, man.
So she's like, no, but, like, I hear this all the time in your area. Like, people have seen monkeys, and she's like, and you got to watch out because there's this monkey herpes that they can give to you that's fatal to humans. And I'm like, the way she said that was so, like, as if that's just a fact that I should have known. And so I have the sound of this monkey, and this is exactly what I heard. I haven't seen it yet, but this, like, weird chirping noise, and this is the
what a
type of
cutie.
monkey.
Hey, that's the one from Indiana Jones.
And Ace Ventura. That's a pet monkey. You can have that as a pet.
I
No,
think
not
that's
in-
when Justin Bieber left in Canada.
Dude, I probably have Justin
John, is that
Bieber's
true?
monkey in my
I don't
backyard.
fucking know. You can have these as pets. They had it in Friends, the TV show Friends. They had it in Ace Ventura. You can have these ones
Yeah, I
as
could have
pets.
monkey herpes though.
Get some bananas, man. Put some bananas.
And that
out,
little
make some friends.
hooting noise that it was making is like it was making that noise.
What did we
really
learn?
Pissed off.
Just don't go to
Hooty-hoo,
Texas.
hooty-hoo.
Wait,
So what did we
How do you
learn?
get the herpes from them?
Like if they touch you, they could. I don't know. I'm not trying to fuck a monkey.
You
but
see,
I mean,
you,
Well,
you
well,
insert
I
the
think
penis.
it's more like if they bite you, like it could be in
I
there.
feel like that lady was insinuating that you would fuck a monkey. Like,
she's like,
sir, you need
she's
to be
like,
careful.
this
They
this
will
guy
give you
sounds
herpes,
horned up
sir.
right now.
You need to wear
And you're
This guy
protection.
sounds like he might, so I better tell
Yeah,
him.
this
about
guy
the-
sounds like a pervert. I'm just
How
gonna
dare
tell
you.
him about the herpes.
Holy
How
cow!
dare
I would be upset if I were you, honestly. She fucking.
I was a little bit offended.
She is
Like if it was an orangutan, I mean, sure.
that getting that monkey cooler?
I'm not trying to get like the
All
pussy,
the
dude.
monkeys, orangutan.
She's like, sir, can you hold?
Harry.
Yeah, we got another
Okay.
monkey fucker on the
So you know what
line.
we do? We know
That's
what
how
we
AIDS
do.
started.
Let's try to catch this thing. Set up a camera. Get
It's in
some
Canada.
bananas. Get some bananas. And let's try to catch this on tape. We don't know if it's a monkey. It could have been
Apparently,
a.
you don't catch them.
You
Aren't
put it
deer
on a
cams
cage.
cheap in Texas?
What I thought to do is get a game cam and get some nanners and put some nanners out and see if I can catch them on tape.
What's a nanner?
A banana,
what's a
bro.
banana,
Banana.
dude?
Nanners?
I got
Monkeys
you.
eat bananas all the time. They
Nanners?
love,
I know, but I
they
just
love
never heard.
it.
I never heard someone
What is
say a
this,
nanner.
Rugrats?
Well, I
How
never
old are
heard
you,
someone fall
fuck?
asleep in the middle of a stream.
I
It
wasn't
happened
falling
twice with
asleep.
you.
I was on the
Happened
phone.
twice. Yeah, the excuse isn't better that you were
I
watching
know,
a different
it's true.
show. It doesn't get better.
What about the time
Don't
he
be
was getting
sleeping
head
tomorrow, bro.
on the show? You
Nope.
remember that?
Yeah, I
What?
remember that. His eyes were rolling back, dude.
The guac.
Anyway, so I might have a monkey in my head.
It was about 9 months.
Erwin says catch it.
Wow.
And, Jesus. Erwin says catch it and do a live unboxing.
We'll dissect it live.
A
Yeah, so-
live unboxing.
I may
Dude, a
have
monkey
a monkey
would be a cool mascot.
Put on
somewhere of the
Mario.
monkeys, dude. The banana's yellow too. It would fit right in.
Wow.
Dude.
It would fit right
Yeah,
in.
and you're a bit
Hey,
of a
we need a new
fruit.
host.
Nuts?
That monkey could do.
Jesus.
What were you saying, Cody?
So Google says fruit, nuts, bugs, small birds. That's
Bring
what
your
you
gain
can
up just
feed
a
No nuts over there.
Small birds.
Took
No
says
nuts.
then Zach gets bitten and visited by Cuba Gooding Jr. and Dennis Hoffman. Dude, I had to watch that movie in school. Movie was amazing.
Which movie?
That is
Dude,
a good
Outbreak.
movie.
Yeah, that's a
Outbreak.
good movie.
Outbreak,
Pain.
dude. Badfish says, "Why are you trying to catch it?" I just need to know, like, if a wild monkey is in my backyard. I'm
Well, you have to be
concerned.
careful with
That's
because-
true, because you
Citizen.
don't want Vivi
Because of
playing.
Vivi, yeah.
Thank
gotta be
you, that's
careful.
why I'm
That's
worried.
true. Yeah.
These animals. I mean, they're not like a
Oh, Mario.
it's a
What,
fucking
okay.
orangutan.
What up?
movie,
What
I
up?
don't know.
Yo, what happened? There's wild monkeys running around in your backyard?
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I would not. It would not
Zach
surprise
heard a
me.
noise.
Spreading herpes.
And they want feces, monkey feces everywhere.
That's what he said. Spreading
What
herpes.
makes this noise?
I said monkeys. Alexa, what makes this noise?
Wow. Alexa, what makes this noise?
Yeah, and it came up with the monkey.
Alexis is like, I don't
That's
fucking
Dean
know,
in the
dude.
middle of the night.
It's Dean howling at the moon.
Dude, that is my,
Dude.
Dean's mating call.
hell yeah, dude.
It's been,
What's going on,
it's been
gents?
very
How's everybody doing tonight?
unsuccessful as of late.
What's up, Mario?
What's happening, P-Rock?
Good, man. Good.
Ooh,
Anyways,
Cody,
that was
what's
my,
going on,
that was
brother?
my monkey story.
Oh, you know, man. Hanging out.
Yeah, good to see you.
We have some
Too,
topics that were requested of us, and I thought we would start with the pricing thing.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Buckle in, boys.
Uh,
Watch
That's
out.
right,
He's
Stout.
up in
Let
a
me tell you
man.
I
why.
didn't bring enough
Oh, here
alcohol
she
for
goes.
this.
Wow.
He's a man eater.
Brenton Palmer had
Whoa.
a great. Oh, what?
Love
No,
that guy.
nothing. I heard somebody's a man eater. and
Brenton's
that
a
just
good
got-
guy.
just
Wow.
reacted.
Zach.
He was talking about
He's a monkey
statue
eater.
prices and quarter scale versus quarter scale Hot Toys or Hot Toys in general. And I want to know what you guys think about it. He made some. He had like a bunch of different screenshots that he sent us of different pricing, and you can get a quarter scale statue, like starting at about 600 up to about 1,000. Hot Toys are starting to get there, and then I know the new quarter scale Batman was, what was it? Eddie was right at 600, I think.
585.
Yeah. What do y'all think? I mean, my big argument was it's all about longevity, right? Like,
Yeah.
a statue in general would probably would probably last a little bit longer. And if I'm spending that much money, like that peace of mind is worth an amount of money to me. Granted, like there's some statues with pleather or leather, so obviously that's not entirely apples to apples. But I mean, what do you guys think about it? Do you guys think at some point one is a better buy if these prices keep going up?
Oh,
Yes
Go ahead,
and no, just because of the
Okay.
posability, you know, that you're trying to
Yeah.
obtain with a 6 scale or with a quarter scale figure as opposed to a statue. And I don't think you're gonna have like as much presence in a sense, like where you look at a statue, right? It's in
You're
that
biased,
pose.
by
It's
the
got this
way.
big ass base. There's so much going on. I am a little bit now, and it just I just feel like there's more of a story being told in most larger statues, not all of them. You know, rather than what a quarter scale, posable figure can deliver.
Statue.
well, when you look at that Batman,
It's your
if we're
fault,
gonna-
Eddie.
If we're gonna talk about that quarter scale Batman, it's basically
Which
a
one?
statue because you're not gonna
The
be
one
able to
that
really.
he wants.
you're not gonna
the
really-
one on the gargoyle.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I don't
Hot
want that
Toys.
one.
No, the
Oh,
Hot
the Hot
Toys one.
Toys, oh,
Hot
okay.
Toy. When you're looking at that Batman, it's pretty much a statue because based on the photos that were shown,
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
pull
look
it
like
up
you're
right
gonna get
now.
much posability out of that.
You just can't keep it posed.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that suit
supposedly
in general
proposed
is
more, it's
pretty
like in her
damn
body.
Say it again. You guys are going.
Yeah, no, it's like a orgy.
No, go ahead, B-Rock.
No, it's supposedly they say it's an updated body, so you could
Yeah,
pose it
that-
more. You just can't
no.
keep in that pose, obviously.
I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
they
just
say.
in my experience, this suit in general is very limited in posing. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
it tends to hinder like everything. So I don't think you're even if it is a new body, you're still going to be hindered by the suit in general, dude. So I
Can-
don't see.
Do you have
This
this
is the real
figure?
question.
How
Can
how
a
do the
good
paint apps
poser
compare?
get this
don't.
in a good pose?
No.
I think so.
Regardless, yes.
I think
yes,
a
the answer
good
is yes.
poser could get this in a good pose that is both not going to damage the suit and also have some sort of presence, but I don't think most people are good posers, and that sucks to say it, but I mean, like you look at a lot of people's
true, it's
photos.
You got it.
It's true, but the thing is, a good poser could get any figure into a good pose. The problem is
don't know
once
how
that
you know.
figure's in the pose, the longevity of the figure, right?
Yeah,
The
that too.
longevity of the outfit. A pose is a pose. You can
Well, you can't keep it in there. That's a whole nother topic. You can't
Yeah.
keep it in the pose.
John,
in
did you
this
see
case,
that J? Did you see that
Did-
J&D just posted this?
Yeah, that J&D
Yeah.
was absolutely stunning. I just want to say something quick. It's for this one at that price point, because it's a figure, because I have the original one, I would really just go more the statue route. Especially Brenton had posted some statue photos of Sideshow Batman representations, where the price point was not that off, $100-$200. In my opinion, you'd be better off going the statue route. Again, it depends on your
I agree.
collection and if you're a figure collector or statue collector. But if you're someone who collects both or doesn't mind having a statue in the collection, I would go that route just because of that price point. But
I
the
think-
base is gorgeous. You can't take away from that.
I think the argument earlier was, won't statue prices keep going up also? And that is 100% the case. Like Prime 1 third scale Predator bust $900. But I think
Plus
the-
shipping too.
Yep, of course, plus shipping. And that's what really sucks.
That's what's hurting too.
But I think, like for me with Hot Toys, some of their figures are really getting up there a lot faster than they usually would. Carnage is pretty expensive. The what is it? The Reveal Centurion Iron Man. That one's pretty expensive. They're not really following the curve. They're just really jumping. And that's kind of what prompted that discussion. It's like, hey, if I could spend $600 on an Iron Man, like for $20 more, I can get a quarter scale statue. And I think Eddie, you talked about this when we were talking about Carnage, the Hot Toys. It was like, you can get the premium format, which isn't exactly the same type of Carnage, but it is a Carnage in a much larger scale for just a little bit more.
So, my biggest thing always against statues. Sorry, Zach, you can keep going. I didn't. I thought you were done.
You're already in it, motherfucker. Go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
you're
bro.
right. You put the
Go,
tip
Dylan.
in, man. The tips are already in.
The biggest thing is that, like, for
The tip.
statues, is you always need, like, it's so ultimate. Like, there's obviously no, like, there's interchangeable parts and everything, but That's what I've always said. You need to 110% love that pose that it is in, or how it looks and everything like that. And there's very few things that I like $500 plus in price that I don't get to change things up how I like, that I find the value in or worth in. There are some statues out there that I definitely like that Prime 1 Deathstroke that's out there. I think Seth has that one. I always wanted that one, and I just couldn't make it work with space. But like, it's so like I don't like the idea of just settling on a statue because it's a statue. Ooh, cool base. But like, you have to 100% love what's happening in that fucking statue. And most statues, I'll be honest, 90% of them I don't. And like John even admitted, he's like, I don't think we've seen that Batman statue yet that like really blows everyone away. And it's like, well, okay, so why do you have a bunch of Batman statues?
Because you're a Batman collector.
Fern, can we get it? Oh yeah.
Why are you gonna drop $600 on a figure that if you put in a pose is gonna deteriorate? You're better off picking up nothing.
Leave it in the pose.
Yeah, but regardless.
Yeah, well, so that's the thing. Is
Hold on one second, Zach. Let me just sneak one thing. My original release has been in the box, and when we did the unboxing, I can feel the joints and the hips a little loose.
Yeah.
I can feel them loose, and he's just been in the box.
How's the suit holding up though?
The suit is okay, but that's because it hasn't been posed and hasn't been exposed at all.
But
you
if you're moving it, was the
you
suit
still have sun
fine?
damage. You have all sorts of other things, dusting, all sorts of other things.
On a
worried about
statue?
with statues, it's just at a different level of problem.
Same with
If you keep in a cabinet, you're not going to have any dust.
Yeah, but a statue, you just hit it with some canned air, and it's
No, well, Candid, you have to be careful because if you hit that the
still
wrong
have
way, if you hit that the wrong way, you'll get that freezing effect almost. You got to be careful with that. But statue-wise, if you're putting it in a garage metal frame open, you're gonna have to dust. But if you're putting it behind glass,
So let me use this example. I love the Metacom Rocketeer. Like, even as a Metacom, it's a pretty solid figure. And that figure can do any pose, but you definitely would never want to leave it for more than a few minutes in a bent arm pose because that pleather is just going to deteriorate. So because of that, regardless of how posable it is or how many swap out hands and guns or whatever, it's always in a museum pose, right? Same with the quarter scale Bale Batman by Hot Toys, like specifically the Begins. I can't really speak to the Dark Knight, but it's like that rubber is just awful. Like, regardless of how you can pose it, like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to take off the ski mask if you want to go that option because it's gonna stay in the sculpt. You're gonna have to unbend the arms because the rubber's not gonna last bent, and you basically are left with a museum pose where a statue you can get a little bit of, granted this isn't dynamic by any means, but you can do more dynamic statues that can be in that pose for a long time. And that's, for me, like, I'm kind of leaning towards just like selling a lot of 6 scale because it's like there's very few figures that I can pose and not have to worry about the day where I unpose it and it's just gonna fall apart. There are figures out there like the homemade suit Spider-Man, probably one of the greatest figures of all time. And then you got other figures like the suited Spider-Mans where, if you keep them articulated for too long, the suit will get loose. The like Manny, he did a museum pose with the waist grabber, and it ate into the suit from a museum pose. Yeah. So it's like you can't even just keep them standing upright sometimes.
That's true.
So I don't know. I thought it was a good discussion that Brenton brought up, and like I don't really think there's a right or wrong answer. I think Hot Toys is still making some incredible stuff, and I think there's figures that you can get like that you don't have to worry about that type of issue.
Mostly Star Wars figures because they're mostly cloth.
Or like the Stormtroopers where they're the cloth undersuit with the armor.
Plastic.
My argument isn't specifically like Hot Toy versus statue either. It's just action figure versus statue.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, for example, like
that's
the
mainly
Black
what it
Series,
is.
you could put I'd never have to worry about, the Bad Batch. Like maybe I think the only thing I have to worry about is the hands. Like if you put a gun in there and the hand gets all loose, that's literally the only thing I have to worry about. But I think hot water will fix that.
Or if those joints are like
The problem,
brittle or really stiff when you take them out, start messing around, then something.
Yeah, you got to
breaks
use the
them
hot
too,
water
so.
like a plumber.
Hot Toys are a lot easier to display than statues, even if they
You're
are
not
quarter
wrong.
scale.
You are
And
not
that's
wrong.
the biggest problem that I've found is like, you have to customize your cases, or maybe you get one that fits in a D12 or in a normal Besta or whatever. But a lot of them now, they're so extravagant. Like, you gotta have Maji cases, or
Yeah,
and
that's like the
garage
second
shelving or
part of
something.
that's the
Yeah.
second part of my argument that I didn't even bring up because that's a given. But yeah, that's the biggest thing is always going to be space. It's such a commitment again, like what I said.
Sure.
And for some reason, in 1/6, statues just aren't as impressive. Like, I feel like it's quarter scale or
Agreed.
Yeah, you
die.
have to go higher.
Yeah, I agree completely. I
And
didn't
the other
realize
thing
this
is
had the switch
how
out
fragile they are.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's something as well.
Yeah, statues
Well,
scare
that-
the shit out of me. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That
Polystone. It's terrifying.
that Final Fantasy, what was it? Tierra Dean? That one's 1/6, and that one looks pretty damn impressive to me. But
No, I don't think this. I agree with you, Mario. I don't think it's the scale because you have Iron Studios 1/10 line. That the detail they get out of some of those portraits.
yeah,
The Moff Gideon is better 1/10 than Sideshow's quarter scale.
Yep.
It's not. Yeah, but I didn't say they don't look good. I said they're not as
Impressive.
impressive.
Oh, and like
Yeah.
they don't have that
They don't have the
presence.
The wow
that
statue
presence.
factor.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Definitely.
I just love the paint apps that you get when you get to statues because I feel like you get such better paint.
Sometimes.
I'll be honest.
brother.
Sometimes.
I'll be
that can
honest.
range.
Like the Prime One Guts is a beautiful piece, right? But I still think Hot Toys has like flesh paint down so fucking good. Like maybe I think once you get to like the really high end like Queen J&D stuff, maybe you're touching that paint level. But like this Prime One Guts, maybe because it's an anime character, so that it's very simple, but it's a real basic flesh tone. Like it's not like anything like a Hot Toys level. But I think like even Sideshow, I think sometimes they do really good paint apps, but even Sideshow's 6 scale stuff, I think looks better than some of their quarter scale. But I think that's just the way the techniques scale. Like you could paint like a certain technique in like a Warhammer mini, and it doesn't translate once you get bigger. The techniques don't work as well, and I think their techniques don't work for quarter scale because some of their paint apps look real weird. Whereas 6 scale, I think they look amazing in some portraits. Like I know no one really likes this Bale Batman, or not Bale, but the Bruce Wayne from their comic line, but the paint is like superb. The sculpt isn't that great, but the quality of the paint is really good. Same with their like Magneto and Cyclops stuff.
Yeah, like Thor's stream that he does. Like I watched that way back in the day before I even knew any of you guys, and those guys, they'll sit there and talk shit about Hot Toys all day long, but they were always the first ones to admit at that point, and like you said, Zach, that's changed with Queen Studios and stuff, but they were the first ones to admit that Hot Toys does a lot of the movie head sculpts better than even Prime 1 statues for the most part.
yeah, and that's why a lot of the guys over there collect comic stuff. Not many collect movie statues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's such a
that's
hard
the
thing to get down. As far as the likeness and the paint apps, when you're going after like portraits and stuff like that, it's really difficult for
Mario's
a lot of
first
statue companies
deterrent.
out there. So
That was Mario's first thing when we were talking about it before In-N-Outs even happened, was that he likes movie stuff and that Hot Toys does better movie
they do.
likenesses.
Yeah, but some of these companies are stepping up to the plate big time now.
For
They
$2
are.
grand.
Well, but it's out there, right? It's out
Okay,
there.
for $2 grand,
It doesn't matter, but it's still out there.
kind of matters when you're comparing things.
Well,
I don't have $2 grand, dude. Maybe
No,
Mario
so-
does.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But there's variety. If you don't have $2,000, then you go with the Hot Toys. But if you do,
I don't think anybody here has
Yeah,
$2
but then you
grand.
get that high price of the
Oh,
shipping
that's-
too for the statues.
that's not the
my
point, though,
opinion, yes.
Eddie.
It kind of is the point. If you're comparing things, it's kind of
Yeah, I
the
mean, if you're
fucking point.
comparing a $400 figure to a $2,000 statue,
There's Black
that's-
Series too, John. Can we compare those? No, because it's the fucking price, right?
So what's this whole conversation about? Well, then why are we comparing quarter scale figures to statues?
Because they're the same
comparison
price.
is- the-
That's
the
what we're
comparison
talking about.
is that
Same price shit.
Yeah.
Some quarter scale and some Hot Toys, or not, I'm sorry, some 6 scale and most quarter scale are the same price point because Brenton's just getting into statues, right? He's looking at statues. It seems to me like less than $700 statues, like the $600 range for the premium formats. There's several premium formats that he's looking at that that are in that price point of a Jesus, who's typing?
Sorry, that's me.
The
I'm
loudest.
sorry. I know. I don't know.
Okay, so
keyboard.
That big ass mechanical keyboard, bro.
Typing
Come on, dude. You know where you're at. Mute
first
yourself,
typewriter.
brother.
I'm sorry. Fern got me distracted, man. He's like the quietest eater, man.
His question
Because
was,
he's on mute.
He was on mute.
and the antithesis of the whole conversation was, if I'm spending $600, do I get one hot toy, maybe two, I guess, depending on the hot toy, or one premium format statue? So I think, not that I'm saying we can't have that discussion of going to $2,000, but that's not really the discussion that
he brought up.
intending to
No,
have.
that's not the one
Yeah.
he brought up. But I was just stating the point that, yeah, it's expensive, but there are options out there for people who have the money. Not everybody wants to collect everything. They want one Batman, one perfectly executed Batman with a great portrait, and they be willing to pay for it. If you're someone who spends 4 or 5 hot toys, as opposed to just getting that one representation because you don't have the space or whatnot, or you're worried about longevity or so forth, then you have the option. There are companies executing great portraits. Yeah, you're going to pay for them, that's for sure.
And then there's Prime One with a $900 fucking bust.
Dean, what do you
Shit
think?
makes no sense to me.
Yes.
Eddie, I think that Prime
All
One
right.
bus is
No,
going to be my new it. Anytime I want to just shit on a conversation, I'm just going to bring that up, and you're going to
Yeah.
fucking hate it.
I mean, they're so close in price already that it to me it's just kind of like, well, what do you want? You want something you could pose, fuck around with, like sit down at your couch and have it on your lap and fucking swap out parts, pose it up, take some pics, put it back, or do you want a statue, that sits on your shelf forever and does the same thing?
That is true.
Like for the fact that the prices are so similar, it's really just like, well, what the fuck do you want out of it? To me, anyway. I think depending on the statue, okay, go with the statue. Depending on the figure, go with the figure. I mean, that's just me.
Wise
that?
man there. I got this in the mail today, and I was so happy. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, but look at this. CGC Batman Year 1, Issue 4. A 9.4, but I got it for $18. And
Amazing.
That's fucking
What?
crazy, dude.
That was
That's a
highway
You're a
robbery.
thief, dude. How dare, dude? How do you sleep at night, bro?
I feel bad because on the bag that he sent the comic in, there was a $75 price tag on it.
No, I'm not.
Man,
I'm not in the.
did you at least give him back the difference?
No,
I'm not in the business of breaking hearts here, but did you check that serial number on CGC site?
it's legit, bro. Look at that,
Jesus.
75 of them.
Yo,
It's just $18. You know what that is?
You're a
That's
thief.
Highway Rob. Inconceivable. There you go. Eddie, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know there was a third topic we wanted to talk about.
Wow, you gonna put
I don't
me
know
on the spot, huh?
Well, you said you wanted to talk about it. I mean, I'm fine to lead the conversation, but
I don't
I'll
know
lead it.
in what aspect I want to talk about it. I guess since we're a collecting show, like
And that's
I
why I
just
want you
thought
to
it'd be
lead it. I
cool.
don't want you to be
Yeah.
uncomfortable with where I take it.
I just thought it'd be cool to talk about anxiety and collecting. Anxiety in general, but since we're a collecting based show, that it would be cool to have a forum for people if they wanted to discuss anxiety with collecting, they can, openly do that in the chat. Or if you guys wanted to openly say like things that add to your anxiety or stress if you have any, because I know, bear in mind, I'm a fucking nutcase, so like
No,
I get a
not
lot
you,
of
Eddie.
anxiety from collecting, and it's supposed to be a hobby, but like,
Mhm.
price gives me anxiety, displaying gives me fucking anxiety. So
Well, do you ever?
I just
you
thought
ever
it'd be
think
cool
about,
to talk about.
You ever think about taking a break?
No, I feel like I'm taking a break right now. I haven't got a lot. I'm only getting pre-orders right now, but
Yeah.
yeah. I'm also known for buying and selling stuff pretty frequently, even more than Zach, which is funny
Thanks, bro.
because we
Takes
don't
the
like.
heat off of me.
Yeah, I know. No one jokes to me about it, but I swap things out a lot, and I just wanted to see if anybody else on the panel had that same, like, if anxiety or stress ever comes up in the hobby.
John Blackoff is asking if any of us own a high-end
yeah.
statue. If so,
I own a
which one?
Prime
What?
1, Iron Studios, Sideshow Premium Formats.
I've got a couple high-end on pre-orders
high-end.
that are coming in.
So I didn't know that that's the way we are going to take that conversation. I thought we were just doing anxiety in general.
You want to do anxiety in general, that's fine. I just
yeah,
thought it'd be cool to keep it in. We can do it in general. I'm totally cool with that
I mean,
too,
for me,
'cause I'm an open...
I'll speak in general.
Yeah, go.
So I ever since my daughter was born, so that's 17 rather, I've had terrible anxiety. And I've mentioned it a few times on stream, but I would just throw up all the time. And I would think I was having heart attacks and
What the
like
fuck?
yeah, like I would just like talk to someone like in a stressful situation and get in my car and just like start like wanting to throw up. And it was awful. And I would like think like, oh my gosh, like I'm dying of like this heart condition that's like a 1% of 1% super rare disease. Like I'd be Googling, you know.
Bro,
all
I
this
tell
stuff,
myself, like, at least once a week, I'm having a stroke. It's definitely a
Yeah.
fucking stroke.
Damn, dude.
And I remember there was one time where I was like, I need to go to the emergency room. Like, I think I'm having a heart attack. And I was like, I can't breathe. Like, and
My
it
chest hurts.
was awful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it has continued. And it got to the point where I was like real irritable. I'm sure you guys know. And I mean, it got to the point Victoria sat me down and was like, hey, like, we got to get on top of this because it's not working. Like, you know, we're not, like, I'm not enjoying being with you, and it's very stressful because, you know, I'm walking around eggshells around you. And that was, it was right maybe like 6 months before COVID. And so I went to my doctor and I asked to get on anxiety medicine, and that was honestly the best thing that I've ever done.
It's also really
And,
hard to do.
yeah.
So.
But what was causing the
It's hard to
anxiety?
do.
Because you start off with your daughter. Was it daughter anxiety or the collecting?
No, it wasn't the
Just being
it
a
wasn't
parent in general?
it wasn't the collecting. I guess it was, you know, it's weird because like no one, I guess most people don't want to die, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
But when you have a kid, and I'm sure you know, it's like you're not
Yeah.
really no longer worried about you dying for yourself. It's more about you dying for your kid that won't have you. And not only that, but you know, the first year of a child's life, there's sudden infant death syndrome, and that's a thing. And I had a friend that unfortunately their kid passed away from that, and it was always like in the back of my mind, like every time I would check on her, I would like just be super anxious. And anyway, so I got on medication, and that was Christmas before COVID. So COVID was what, 2019, I think, 2020.
2020.
So this was Christmas 2019, and Victoria basically had that conversation. It was like, you know, you got to figure this shit out because I'm tired of dealing with it. And like, I would basically like wake up, go to work, come home, lay in bed, get up, eat, go back to bed, get up, get on stream, go back to bed, like just, you know. And I would say that was maybe 4 or 5 days a week, like maybe 2 days a week. I would like spend time with them. I just couldn't stop thinking about like the stuff for the show, the stuff for
You need some weed.
just for any number of things, you know, dying and this and that, and like 1,000 things running through my mind all the time. And once I took the medication, which, you know, your doctor will, if you choose to do it, your doctor will kind of pick the one that they think is best for you. They put me on one called Celexa, and it does take a while. Like, it takes a few weeks to really start working because your body has to get to that therapeutic level. And it, like, I remember the first time that I really felt like it was working is like I just wasn't thinking about anything. Like, not that I wasn't thinking about anything. Like, I'd put my responsibilities aside, but like I felt like I could be present in the moment. And that was like, I remember we were at a dinner, and I was like, hey, I'm not worried about the show sheet or, you know, me dying of some random thing that's probably not happening or anything else. And I was like, wow, this is neat. Now there are some side effects with anxiety medicine, and it, you know, there, you know, you'll manage those. And I think it was great. And now I would say maybe only once a month I'll kind of get in that down mood where like I'll just go to bed and like only wake up to eat and stream. But I mean, really, from 5 days a week down to like maybe once a month, like that's a huge improvement. I think the biggest side effect that sucks is like obviously I'm fat and I was fat before I started the medication, but
Bro,
I feel like it's harder for me to manage my weight a little bit, like, and that is a side effect. Like it is like one of the first ones, like you might gain a little bit of weight, and that does suck, but it's like I'm also being able to enjoy my family. Victoria doesn't hate me. My kid doesn't hate me. Like, it's overall a net positive. I do still get anxious about some things with the show and different things like that, but I mean, the level went from like 100 to like 5, like after a few weeks. And collecting has been really helpful. Like, we have so many friends here in the channel, and then also that you know are in our Patreon chat or whatever. And I think it's a good support group because, like, John and Eddie, like, we started this kind of like a weight thing in the Discord with some of the other Patreonies, and like it's nice to have Cody too, to be accountable with other people because like men, like I've seen this statistic, like men commit suicide at much higher rates, and it's because there's really not that support structure. So like I love being in the chat, like everyone says good morning, like we talk about our day, talk about the shit that's going on. So it's very therapeutic to be there with other guys and gals, you know. And go ahead.
No, I just wanted to interject and say, yeah, in regards to the chat, and that's how we, like, even our Facebook page, that's what we kind of strive for, is that just somewhere you can go and chat. Like, if anyone ever needs anyone to talk to, you guys can reach out to any one of us. I don't think anyone here would be upset if someone wanted to talk, and whether it's collecting, whether it's advice, I think that's what we're here for, and we just try to be like a positive. We all joke around with each other, but we try to be like a positive influence in the community.
Yeah, which is kind of why I wanted to bring it up. I know it's a more serious topic, and a lot of you are kind of standing there like, holy fuck, I didn't know we were walking into this tonight. But like,
hey,
I
Zach
just wanted
says at the beginning of every After Dark, our trials are tribulations.
Yeah.
I want to just like say again what John said. Like, you know, if you're having those struggles, like always, my inbox is open. I'd much rather hear what you're going through than hear, you know, something terrible is happening.
You might get one answer. Yeah, you might get one word responses, but
you might get
going.
three wowzers in a row. But I mean, hey, it's
wowzers!
I thought one of the side effects.
I thought I was the only white guy on the stream. Oh, Cody's here, but
actually, hold on. I'm only 50% white because my dad's 100%.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Dead serious.
Your dad's 100%.
What?
Yep, he's from Lebanon. He's Lebanese.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My mom's also 100% German, so my brother's like completely brown, and I'm completely white.
There's a I'm not gonna name them because I don't think that's appropriate, but there's a member of our one of our listeners that really struggled, and I said, you know, hey, like this is what I did. It may not be for you, but I did talk to my doctor. I got help in that way, and he is thriving, and it's a wonderful story, and I just think that, you know, I don't think that there's any shame in getting help or talking to a friend or a therapist or medication, or like P-Rock said, weed. There's no judgment for me. You know, do what you got to do to handle your business. And
coming from me, the military, they feed you with pills, so I don't like taking pills. I'm against pills. So from my experience, hey, weed helps me.
Whoa.
It's my beautiful father.
But Eddie, to go back to the collecting wise,
Look at that
my anxiety is from posing my figures.
Is that Marilyn Monroe?
Really?
When I get the figure, it takes me like a whole day or hours to figure out, like to open the box and get the figure out. Because once I get the figure out, gotta add the accessories, then you gotta put the figure in your display. And I'm worried about if I put them in display, I'm gonna knock other figures down. That whole process right there. So it takes me forever to get my figures out, posed and displayed. That's my anxiety for the figures, collecting wise.
CC says mental health in general is not discussed enough, and seeking help is not an easy track. It's not like getting a tooth pulled. No offense. Yeah. And, Dean, do you ever? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eddie.
No, go ahead, Dean. I'll go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, do you ever? I know you always kind of like are never the anxious one of us two. Usually, I'm like like when you and I get together, I'm like, dude, we got to do this for the show. We got like this. This is coming up in 3 months. Like, and I'm going over it, and you're like, dude, like I'm not worried about anything. And I'm like, well, like I got like a whole like that one meme where the dude's in front of the board.
Yeah.
Like that's like my mind. And then Dean's like, nah, man, I don't fuck with that.
When it comes to the show, I don't think I'm very anxious because you take a lot of the fun of it. But I have really bad anxiety, but just like on like the weirdest shit. Like if I have something to do and there's like a long list of shit that needs to get done, I get so like freaked out about it that like it's like, why even start? Like I'm never gonna finish this. Like I also get like physical pain in my back when I get really anxious. It feels like someone's like digging their hands, like their fingers into my spine, like right under my ribs, and it fucking sucks. Like when, like if I'm at work and it's like, oh, like I need you to go here and do this, and this. I'm like, fuck, like. I guess pressure or stress, maybe. I don't know. It fucking. I don't even know how to describe it. Like I just like. Just like when there's like a task that feels like impossible to do, and then it's not until I start doing it and start knocking it out that I'm like, hey, this isn't so bad. But just starting the fucking thing, whatever it is like fucking the biggest chore for me.
Remember, Dean? There was one time that we hung out, and it was like I was like having a major like panic attack day, and you're like, yeah, I'll come over. And like you didn't come over because of having a panic attack, but you just came. You were coming over, and it was just happened to line up with one of my bad days. But I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm going in for this heart scan tomorrow. Like I think I'm dying. Like could have this rare. But my doctor's like, your symptoms are significant enough that we should take a look. But he's like, I can almost guarantee you we're not gonna find anything. But I remember that being a very comforting day for me because like Victoria was there, you were there. This was before Vivi was born, but you know, it was like we had a nice dinner. I think this was between the second and the now current iteration of Collecting Weekly, but we're talking about like, yeah, dude, we got to start up the show again. This is right before I moved to this house, and I remember that being such a nice day.
You guys have an old show where you talk about this in pretty good detail. I wish I could remember it because I would reference that show to a lot of people. You guys did a really good job on that one.
On CW or After Dark?
It was a CW show. It was.
Wow.
I don't remember the exact stuff. It would have been before COVID. Yeah, it might have been when around the time frame that you're describing, Zach, because it would have been.
If you find that, let me know.
2019.
I'm curious.
Okay.
I just want to mention.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say something.
Yeah, of course.
Oh shit, is that Fern?
I was trying to find the right time to jump in.
Fern was in here. Holy
My
What are you eating?
Also, actually,
Yeah,
I want to just
Fern,
take
what are you eating
one
first?
second.
Yeah, I want to know what you're eating, Fern.
Hang on. Congratulations, Fern, because Fern.
I was eating pozole.
Wow.
Fern was what really kicked off the weight loss challenge. He lost a ton of weight, and I'm very proud of Fern. And I want to give Fern a round of applause.
He can't
Lost
even
100
call him
pounds.
Big Ol' Fern anymore.
Real quick, by the way, I know I'm in the Discord, but no one ever
By the
said
way.
anything about this to me.
What?
We talked about it for like 3 days in the
It was
chat.
like a whole fucking.
There was like 500.
You were
messages
reading all of
about
our
it.
messages. I didn't want to.
I don't check the Discord, but someone.
We're
Yeah,
changing
you just
Fern's
Patreon
name.
chat
It's called
too.
the Biggest
It's like the
Angels.
core way I communicate.
It's not Big Ol' Fern. It's Fern the Stick.
Okay, I'll change it.
Fernicus the
Esqueleto.
Slim.
It's Esqueleto.
But yeah, I've been this year. I've been dealing with anxiety as well, and almost exactly out like Zach.
He's out.
You muted Fern.
Hold on, Fern. Try talking.
It's cutting out.
Where's he
It's
at?
only back to
He's gonna have
We
to
get a
get
hug
out
from-
and
we
go
get a
back
hug.
in.
Oh man.
Dang it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hold on. He's
muted.
back. He's back. He's back.
He's back?
Say it again.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Just
All
when I
right.
got started.
I was Zach. The kids could benefit. I have 3, and it's tough.
Fern, go out and come back in. Yeah.
P-Rock, how old, if I may ask?
Say what?
How old, if I may ask?
38.
No, your
for
kids.
Oh, 10, 8,
I was like, damn, those are old
and
kids.
1. 10, 8, and 1.
10, 8,
Oh,
and
wow.
1.
Damn, started young, bro.
Yeah. That 1-year-old's a
I got-
pain in the ass.
He
I
was
got
like
11 and
28.
6.
I want to say something in regards to the anxiety, more to Eddie's point in the collecting community. Look, if you're somebody who wants to, I see a lot of what's going on out there, and it's like a competition to who gets the first item released, who gets it up on YouTube, who gets the content out first. That I can see stressing a lot of people. And guys, let me tell you, this hobby, don't make it stressful. For a lot of people, you have a lot of people in the sidelines who watch the shows, the live streams, our show, other shows that are out there, and they want to take that leap of faith and try to do it, be a guest on the show, try their own thing. Go ahead and do it. Don't have it in the back of the mind that, oh, I'm never going to get anywhere because I'm not going to be the first one to do an unboxing of a figure. Go out there, take the leap, have fun, don't give up, but go out there and do it. Don't be stressed. Don't be anxious. If you need, like I said again, if anybody, I'm sure if you asked anybody here for advice on how to get started or to come on the show to kind of help you with a conversation, I'm sure anybody here would drop what they're doing and go and help. But just keep it positive and don't let these big channels with such large followers and kind of break you down and take you away from what you want to do.
Hey, John, I know you're expecting a kid soon. Seriously, I have experience. It's going to bring stress to you, my friend. If you have any questions, reach out to me, man.
Thank you.
Because it will lose sleep and you will be stressed out.
I'll sleep with one eye open.
Fern, tell me what you got, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah, I've been dealing with anxiety this year, and it's almost exactly like how Zach was saying. Like, I thought like I'm dying, I'm fucking having a heart attack. Like, I've been to the ER like 3 times. And that's kind of the reason why I started losing weight, and I've lost 100 pounds because. Thank you.
Give you the clap.
But like and my doctor, he told me, oh, you have anxiety, you have depression, and like all that shit, and like he gave me medication for it, but like to be honest, I don't take that shit. Like I just been dealing with it cold turkey, and like doing like meditation, exercising,
that's great.
and just breathing, yeah, that helps, and just doing shit, and like and like to be honest, like being around you guys, like that helps a lot. Like you guys, are cool to be around, and like it helps with my anxiety, and like but yeah,
it's good to talk to someone.
Yeah, like it's kind of like what's the word? Comforting, hearing Zach talk about like what he was just talking about right now, because like I'm literally going through the process of like going to the cardiologist because I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack like any day. And like my doctor told me like I'm sure you're okay, but like I don't know, it's just my fucking anxiety, and it's like being as heavy as I was, gives me more anxiety because of like fuck, like I can't believe I let myself get that way. And it's like losing 100 pounds, and I like you guys say like, oh, you're skinny now, like I still gotta lose another 100 pounds, and then
Fern, we don't want you to fall through the floorboards, man. You gotta keep some meat on the bone, man. Jesus.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, my anxiety compared to how it was 6 months ago, it's so much better now. But I still have my bad days and stuff like that. But like
we all do, my guy.
Yeah.
And dude, when you go to the hospital, because I have the same thing. Like what you guys said, I've done a year ago. But when you go to the hospital for anxiety, for anything, when you're a big dude, all they tell you is, bro, you're
lose
fat.
weight.
Yeah, that's all they fucking tell you. You could have a sinus infection. They'll be like, you're fat. And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
dude,
what?
I remember
That's
a year
crazy.
ago. I didn't have insurance for like medical insurance, and I forgot why I went, but like my doctor, I paid like $100 to go see the fucking doctor, and like the doctor was like, oh, she didn't like look at me, fucking even touch me or nothing. She was just like, oh, you need to lose weight. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like I paid $100 to come for you to tell me like what my mom tells me every day.
My mom tells you.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Eric says it seems
Don't play
doctors
con
are
eso.
quick to prescribe drugs rather than lifestyle changes. Congrats to you, Fern.
But,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't disagree
and
with that. I mean, I got put on. I think my anxiety certainly contributed, but my blood pressure was like incredibly high when I was like, I need to start taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And so they put me on medication to get it to a safe level where I could begin doing that, and I'm still on it, but like I don't have any chest pain. I don't have any like all that stuff is gone, and I can focus on trying to get healthy. And I'm hoping that this like I did kind of fall off a little bit, but like I feel like I've been actively trying to be better for the longest time, like as like a real adult, I guess.
And we,
Yeah, because when I was young, I was really fit, and then I hurt my knee and hurt my back, and wasn't able to do as much like running as I used to, and it's obviously gone up.
if we put our
But-
cards on the table, if we all put our cards on the table, let's be realistic, guys.
3.5 inches. Just kidding.
Jesus
Flaccid
Christ.
though. Flaccid. He's talking.
Yeah, I'm concealed carry.
we
John.
did just go through a year and a half,
Oh,
almost
not
2
sure.
years of a pandemic that no one's ever faced this. Who would ever think we'd face this in our lifetime? Lockdown and almost you can't even leave the house. So that's not going to help. That's not going to help.
Yeah,
so it's
That's
normal.
what
Absolutely.
kickstarted mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a question.
and-
I'm sorry, go ahead, Zach.
Well, like to John's point, previous pandemics were measured like in months, right? Not years. And so,
And not to this
to
scale.
John's
yeah.
point, like this is an incredible
Uncharted
amount of
territory.
yeah. Go ahead, Pirog.
So when you guys say, because sometimes I get that chest pain where I feel like I may be having a heart attack, where it's kind of like a pain going from like, sounds weird, like from like under my nipple to like my arm. Is that the same type of thing that you guys get? Like
Mine would always feel like a crushing sensation right here.
in the center?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's worse.
yeah, that was
You're-
freaky.
Your left arm ever start going numb?
Yeah, no, I'll get
Yes.
like
Yeah, because-
weird
yeah.
pain.
Okay.
I'd be like, dude, I'm having a heart attack. Like,
Left
That's
arm
why,
is
Heart attack
yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
When you like hyperventilate, your hands get tingly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. And I don't know what arm it is for a heart attack,
Left.
but like
Left.
all I know
Left.
is it's associated with your hands, and I'm like, fuck, I'm having a heart attack. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things that associate with other things, and then your mind rambles onto those things. That's why I get the stroke thing, is because like they'll say, oh, you feel tingliness on the left side of your face, and then like, so I'm like, fuck, I got that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it reminds me of like, what comedian was it that used to be like, oh, I think it was one of the blue collar comedy dudes. He'd be like, his aunt watches TV and she's one of those chicks that would be like, oh, here's all these symptoms. If you have these symptoms, you have this. And I used to laugh at that, but I'm one of those fucking people now. Like, I'll be like, fuck, I got that. Like, whatever they're talking, I got it. And that's part of the anxiety. But like,
Yeah, you can't self-diagnose
Hypochondriac.
yourself.
yeah, that's not good. I'm just a constant overthinker, and I got
you
to
go on
off of
WebMD,
Google.
it's like death.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
you go
yeah, when
crazy.
you start
man.
Go
trying
on WebMD.
you try to diagnose yourself online, and then things just start getting worse.
You're like, I have a
Yeah.
small cut on my finger, and the top thing is like.
Well, that was
fucking
Zach's
lockjaw and
problem.
death.
He
It's
went
like,
on
what the
Google.
fuck?
I think I'm hearing monkeys. They're fucking saying, buddy, you gotta go.
Dude, that's a real animal. That's a real
Check
animal.
yourself into the asylum right now.
Yeah, no, Eddie, I was like that for a season too, to where I would try to go to sleep, but like it was always at the same time, like around 12:30 at night. I would just like stay awake, and I felt the hyperventilating. I felt my arm would go numb, and I would stay awake for like 2 hours, and eventually just fall asleep. But then I went
Yeah.
to the ER a couple times, and they were like, "Nah, just anxiety." I'm like, "Are you kidding? Really?" I mean, because all of the symptoms were there for like a freaking stroke.
What were the symptoms
Like,
you were
shit,
having?
this is
Mario?
it. What you call it? Hyperventilating a little bit.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
arm kind of went numb.
Yeah.
You know, so and I
Well-
was just awake. My mind was just racing. You know, so
Yeah.
The real
Yeah.
sign of stroke is you'll start slurring, and you'll
Yeah.
lose sensation in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drooping. Your mouth
Yeah,
was
like
like
the whole
yeah.
one
Your
side.
So
of
once you
my
start
face.
feeling
your
that,
chest,
then
too.
you better call 911.
And take an aspirin.
The thing that really helped me was, like, the smart devices, they have like different playlists. I would always like be like, oh, play an anxiety playlist, and there'd always be one. And there's this one song that I found that was like, anytime I had anxiety, because it was one of those you could repeat and it would, it kind of looped a little bit. That was like many nights before the medication, like just going to sleep listening to that song.
Yeah.
And like that was kind of like a crutch for me for a while. It's a great song. I'll put it in the comments.
ASMR helps too.
ASMR is great.
Shout out to my chair crush.
Headspace. I got into Headspace last year, I think it was, which is a meditation app, and it helps a lot. Like, it teaches you guided meditation, walks you through how everything works, and it really wasn't that expensive. It was like $5-6 a month. But
yeah,
you do all kinds
they
of
have
stuff
the Calm
with it.
app too.
Yeah.
I get it free through my insurance, but that's a really cool app that has like all the stuff you guys are talking about, like music and all kinds of different playlists and stuff.
How do you get that through your insurance?
I have Kaiser insurance, and through Kaiser, you just put in like your information, and the Calm app is free.
I think Yeasty mentioned that earlier in the chat.
How do you know if your insurance covers it?
You just call and ask, I think.
Yeah,
right?
you ask them.
Yeah,
you
just
ask
call,
them.
call them and ask.
Yeah, Victoria's insurance is really good. I'm actually really excited because I think we get access to therapists, so I'm gonna start looking into that too.
Yeah.
But that's exciting because we've never had the money for it. So
one of Amanda's best friend is a therapist or counselor, I guess is what they prefer to be referred to. But she always says number one red flag that you need to see a therapist is if you're saying you need to see a therapist. There's so many people that say, yeah, I should go see a therapist. If you're saying that, I mean, it sounds obvious, but so many people just say it and don't do it. So that's the big thing that she says. Because even, I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but I'll be at like with a group of friends and someone will just randomly say, yeah, I should probably see a therapist or something. And then they never do. And it's like, well, go do it then. Now is the time to do that. If you're saying that, that's one of the biggest things to go about that. But even, just like friend on friend therapy, right?
Jeez.
Like Eddie,
yeah,
we're homosexual.
Friend of
Eddie, like on a lighter, like it's not as deep as what we're talking about, but like Eddie and I have had a lot of good talks after streams for small talk where he's been frustrated or just needed talking to, and something, and not just Eddie, me too, and Sean, and we've just, been able to just kind of hang out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and feel good about the next day.
I try to be really open about it because I don't really give a fuck what people think of me. And then I notice like a lot of other people have what you're worried people are going to judge you for. Like, look, Fern, Zach, like we all pretty much have the exact same story. So I'm open about it when I talk about it. And the whole, I wouldn't even be on the show if it wasn't for anxiety. That's like the thing that calmed me the most at the end of 2020 was watching you guys play Among Us. And I was like, I got to be a Patreon because I want to play with them. And that was my fucking therapy for a while. And then streaming was my therapy for a while. I'm like, so there's a bunch of stuff you do that all act as, outlets. But yeah, the show has been there are things that stress me about the show as well. But for the most part, it is a stress reliever. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Danny.
I wanna also, off that point, like I said earlier, sometimes the show is stressful, but yeah, like the show is my favorite part of any day. So it is stressful, like, when we have a lot of shows, a lot of people that help us produce the content and kind of keeping all that stuff in order. And it can be stressful. Like today this is such a weird thing to freak out about, but like, we would really try to maximize, like this year in particular, our Patreon funds, right? And usually we would, like, as soon as a coupon would go up, we'd order like months worth of stickers at a time, if we could, to try to like keep the cost down, because we're really expanding aggressively last year in a lot of tech and giving out bonuses and stuff like that. But we kind of got to that point where we have more Patreons than they send stickers with the coupon. So for weeks I've been stressing like, man, like it's gonna triple our costs. Like there's gonna be no way the dollars are gonna work. Like we're gonna have to raise the prices. Like I was freaking out about it. And but that's the thing, right? With anxiety, you freak out about the stupidest thing, and then you just do it, and it's not that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my whole problem. It's like
now
about it is the worst part. And
now
then
the
once you just do it, it's like, oh, okay.
That wasn't bad, yeah.
The two things that I really struggle with, even with my medication, is refilling my prescriptions, because I'm always worried they're going to say no, and then I'm going to be out of my blood pressure or whatever. And then the second one is scheduling doctor's appointments and going to them. I still hate it. I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so
thing.
yeah. Well, I can do all the parent stuff, but like that shit still freaks me out, because they always tell me you're too fat and you're
that's
fatty blood and all this shit.
That sucks.
Anyways, so like I went on Sticker Mule and I was like I need to order stickers today to get them by the 20th to ship them out. Like I just need to get it done today. Come to find out, when you're ordering in quantity, to get another 10 or 20 is like just a few dollars. It was like $3 more.
Wow.
For an extra 10 and like 5 for an extra 20.
What a
And
dingus.
then I was like, okay, well I'll just order both at once, and they give you a discount for doing multiple orders at once. And it was like it blew my mind. It's still more expensive, but it blew my mind how reasonable it was. And yeah, we ordered the stickers today, so those should be approved. I'm just waiting on OFAC Ian to approve the other design. But yeah, I'm very proud of how those look. And
Don't they have a new mascot now?
The ninja
OFAC?
squirrel.
The ninja
Oh
squirrel.
no, they've had that for a while. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, we can keep going with this conversation, or we can call it a night. It's up to you guys. I'm down for either. But I think that was the 3 topics we were tasked with talking about tonight: the monkey, pricing, and anxiety.
Monkey.
Didn't you raise your hand, Danny?
Yeah, Danny, do you want to share any stories with us, my guy?
About what?
Jesus
Oh, anxiety?
Christ.
I don't know. You're,
God
Well,
damn it.
I had it today.
you're plight as an Asian American or whatever.
How dare you?
Jesus.
What?
How dare you?
That probably gives you anxiety.
No, I had it today from the fact that I had to do the thumbnail. So like right after I finished my work stuff, I was like, oh shit, I gotta do this.
Right.
So I was getting pretty like antsy, whatever, and just to get it done. But normally, I think my anxiety has gone down a lot, because I had it when because some of you guys know my dad was he got sick from a stroke too. He had a stroke, so
Yeah.
we had to kind of take care of him after work. I had to go to their house, and like there was no life. It was just work, take care of him, sleep, like that same cycle for almost 5 years. So
Wow.
that was a lot of anxiety to, you don't want him to die on your watch and stuff like that. So, but once he passed away, it was like a huge amount of weight like lifted off my shoulders. So
Yeah.
now I'm more
it's-
like, like even the channels. Yeah, like the channels helped me a lot. Like I was able to, because I couldn't go anywhere. Like this is pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So I was like, I couldn't hang out with my friends. Like once in a while I was, but a lot of the times I couldn't. So.
And you're pretty good, Danny, in the sense that you stay like fit, like you active, you go on your hikes, and that for your mental health, that helps mental health big time.
That's a big thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta find a way to.
An escape.
Yeah, you gotta like, even if you're angry all the time, because I was angry, so you gotta exert that energy somewhere. So
I
like
can't
working
picture
out.
you angry, Danny.
So.
I know, he's such a sweetheart.
We've had some people ask about the weight loss challenge. Just hit that Discord link. It'll bring you into. You have to make an account with Discord, obviously, but it'll bring you into our biggest angel. It's very open, no judgment zone. So
I'm already
please don't
losing.
take advantage of
I had
that.
Wendy's.
I'm judging John today though for eating fucking Wendy's
Oh, so
and
good,
telling
though.
me about it.
I'm so
Yeah,
good.
you fuck. You don't fucking.
Wait,
tell
John,
me
you like
bastard.
Wendy's?
Oh,
What was
Wendy's over
that?
here is the best.
Wendy's
it's my
nuts
favorite.
in your mouth? Just kidding.
Oh
Wow!
Oh, he got him. Got
Okay, monkey boy.
Monkey see, monkey do. That was-
Before we change the subject, I just want to say thanks to everybody in the chat for being really fucking serious about it, and
Yeah, I
giving
actually
advice and
appreciate
everything.
that.
And then
For
thank you guys for opening up, and no one really like joking about it. And I like that. No other channel is gonna fucking do this, so I like that we have these conversations both on and
we
off
always
air,
joke.
Oh,
No,
joking's
yeah.
a must.
Yeah,
We have to joke. I'll look at it differently now after this stream. I'll tell you that. But
let's set this guy off.
But we have to joke.
It was very comforting, hearing you guys,
Firm, man. Give me
going
hug,
through
man.
the same
Give me the
shit,
hug. Come on,
Because
buddy.
like,
Come on, give me the hug.
Like
Y'all
CC
shit wrong with
said,
it.
I think
Oh, someone clipped
CC
that.
made a mention of it. Like everybody has anxiety to a certain amount.
Now I
Yeah,
feel
man,
bad.
If they
I'm
say
still
no,
working
it's
from
bullshit.
home, and that shit drives me crazy, man. Even after this COVID, I'm still working from home, and this
Yeah,
is my escape,
like-
the streaming.
sometimes I have those days where I'm like, I go to sleep and I'm like, I'm probably not gonna fucking wake up.
Well,
And
I've had that too. Man.
that fucking, that scares me. It's like I have those fucking days where it's just you have so much fucking anxiety, and it's like, and like
you
I
should
said,
talk to me and Zach.
I know,
about it,
Firm,
dude.
man. Hit me up, man. You shouldn't
Me
feel
and
that.
Zach have messaged about it a lot, dude. Like
You know-
back, he'll let me know
Yeah.
when it's like higher, or I know when he's in a stressful situation. I'll be like, hey, dude, you good? But yeah, you should. Me and Zach.
Dude, I was
messaged
getting
about it
so
a lot.
stressed in the middle of last show. I kept skipping people, and I messaged Dean, and I was like, dude, I'm fucking opening this shit up. No one's going. Like, we're either going to have dead air and sit there twiddling our dicks, or we can move on. I'm like, I just want to make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing, because, like, I kind of felt like yesterday, I was like, I feel like some people in the stream right now are getting upset that I'm missing them, but it's like, I'm literally saying, like, does anyone have a take? If no one goes, and it's like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was stressing me out yesterday. It was a great show though, but it was a little bit more chaotic than normal. But it was a good good change of pace.
Yeah, I always have to remind Zach, like, that's kind of that's why people watch. It's a
Organic is
genuine
good, yeah.
experience.
Yeah. It just got a little hard for me to manage, and like, when you have a guest, like, they might not get all the cues that Eddie knows from being with us for a year, and it's just a little bit to manage. P-Rock, what do you got going on with your channel? Let's talk about you for a bit.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been putting some reviews out there. I'm trying to do my stream. I got something in the works so far for kind of like a monthly, weekly, semi-show thing I want to do. I'm just trying to grind, man. I mean, so far I'm having fun. It's been nothing but positive so far. I'm getting to meet people in the community, and I love it, man. I mean, my whole point when I started my channel was to kind of put things out there for people who have the same collection as me, but at the same time too, I just want to get to meet people in the community. And like I said, I'm still working from home, and this shit stresses me out, man. I got 3 kids, so imagine being home all day long, and then my girl comes home with the kids, and on the weekends they don't want to go anywhere because they're out in school at work all day, and I'm fucking stuck home all day. So this is my getaway right here, man. It's like it's been a blessing for me. I love it so far. The feedback I've been getting back so far, and I'm not about the subscribers. I don't care. It's just more about the experience for me, and so far it's been nothing but positive. I love it. No regrets, man. And I know I started late, but I should have started a long time ago. But
Hey, man, the important thing is that you started.
Exactly.
How old are you, P-Rock?
38.
38.
I did 7.5 years in the military.
Yeah, you got busy young.
Yeah. I after I separated, because I couldn't imagine myself being a father and being away from my child for like 6 months to a year, and see my child grow without me. I just couldn't do that, so I had to get out.
Congrats,
But
bro.
any of you guys, man,
100
seriously,
subs. It's amazing.
I know I had my channel only a month already, so it's like a month and a half. So I'm doing good. I'm trying to grind, put the work in, because my thing is, if I don't get the subs, I don't want to blame myself. I want to make sure I put the work in there first, because a lot of times one thing people say is they're negative, but they don't put the work in. I want to put the work in. At least I can tell myself if I don't make it, at least I put the work in, and I'm proud of myself, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
The big thing is, like, you're not limited by how many people you can subscribe to. So if you're watching now, go check out P-Rock's YouTube channel. Takes you 2 seconds.
It's free.
Throw my man a sub. Yeah, it's
free.
Yeah, but seriously, any of you guys,
support the veterans for Veterans Day. Let's give P-Rock to 100 subs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's you're right. Like, you always think you never started early enough, and like I really wish I never quit on CW a few times. We had already at episode 200 if we didn't. But like we started and we kept
Don't
going.
say we.
It was a weed thing. We're always a weed, Dean. Okay, I don't think you understand that.
Yeah.
And it's
That's the sweetest thing he's ever said to me, by the way, guys.
Thank you.
And y'all were here for it.
Holy cow!
It's only once. It's like it's like the solar eclipse. It only happens once every 10 years.
Once
so.
once every 7 years.
That makes you a host, Dean, not a co-host.
Well, okay, let's not let's not take it too far. All right.
Yeah, but even people in the chat, man. Some people reached out to me in chat. Seriously, I'm open to talk to anybody. I've been through some shit, and like I said, John, I'm serious, man. I know what a kid could bring to your life. And if you have any questions or any problems, I'm not gonna. I don't judge, man. I'm like, what's that fucking gym? The Planet Fitness, judgment free.
Oh, okay.
I'm here for anybody,
I
man.
appreciate
Because
that,
I've been through some stuff, and I like talking to people and just venting to people. So if you have any, John, if you have any problems when your kid comes, let me know.
I appreciate
Yeah, P-Rock's a sweetheart, dude. I mean, I remember when I was doing my thing with the move, he reached out to me because I haven't been streaming or this and that. Just check up on me, see if I was okay, man. I was like, dude, that's some real shit, dude. Still looking out, bro. I really appreciate that, man.
Nah, I'm serious, man, because I know how it can be, especially when people don't reach out to you. You feel alone by yourself out there.
Yeah, no, that was like hella cool, man.
He never checked in on me, but
I did, but you gave me one words back, man.
I did. You gotta temper the
just a quick
expectations.
thanks.
You gotta get him on Hot Toys Facebook.
Yeah, there you go. Danny knows. Danny knows.
Tag him.
But I appreciate, Zach, when I first came to the show with you guys, I only had 25 subscribers. Actually, I only had 21 subscribers. So, like I said, I'm putting the work in and just trying to stay positive, man. Trying to stay positive, have fun with this.
Don't worry so much. Don't worry so much about the numbers.
I'm not. I'm having fun. That's the whole point right now.
Exactly.
That's the key.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you on other streams too, bro. I mean, I think you're doing great, man. So it's good to see you, like, just doing your thing elsewhere too. So just reaching out and just hanging out with the community.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I think
just want to be there for everybody.
Year's worth of shows only had, like, we maybe got 5 listeners in a year. So you're already doing much better.
One of them was Dean's extra iPad.
How dare you?
That's right.
Not wrong.
Dean logged out. It went to 0.
How dare you? Yeah, so don't get too bummed out if it'll happen when it happens.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is put your best work out every video, because you never know that one time it's gonna go fucking nuclear.
Because my shit too, John, is gonna relate to you too. Unfortunately, I have to wait till my kids go to sleep at 9, 10 o'clock at night to get my reviews in. So I'm up to like 3 o'clock in the morning, recording reviews, editing.
Wow.
And I have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning every weekday to get my kids ready for school. So I'm only getting like 4 hours of sleep, 3 days a week.
You gotta be careful.
I'm putting the work in. I mean, I know I gotta be careful, but I enjoy this, and this is my getaway from being stuck at home all day.
Yeah, of course.
Anyways, I think we had a beautiful stream today. I think it was a beautiful stream.
I agree.
Does anyone have any closing remarks before we shut this one down?
I'm Zach.
How dare you?
I love you guys. Group hug.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Dude, I feel closer to everybody.
Awesome,
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll kick this one off. We have tomorrow, Thursday at 9:30 Central Time. We have Collecting Weekly Comics. I think some of our hosts are going to join us. And then Friday at 10 o'clock, we have the Sweet Angels, In and Outs of Collecting. Saturday, 8 o'clock p.m., we have Dungeons & Dragons. And Monday, John, do we know what we're doing for Monday yet? For showcase or unboxing?
I'm going to keep it on the same theme. I'm going to keep it as a Marvel statue. I won't reveal it yet, but I think I'm going to keep it on the Marvel theme. We're going to keep that ball rolling.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited.
All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next After Dark. Thanks again. A big shout out to everyone in the chat, keeping it serious. A lot of people offering support. I love to see that, especially for such a sensitive topic. And if you hear a strange noise in the middle of the night, it probably isn't. Catch y'all later.
Make sure you bring your dog with you.